Hey everybody, clearing. This is some lapis today to clear with. All right, so let's get into a divine feminine check-in. So this is for cross watchers. So if you're a DM, this will give you some intel on what's going on with your DF. If you are a DF, we're going to get some info on what you might be experiencing at this time, what you can anticipate going forward, and some advice. Okay, so thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest and most beneficial information coming through. What can we see for the divine feminines that join me here and the cross watchers? What are the DFs experiencing on the conscious mind about the journey at this time and their counterpart? What can the DFs expect to encounter or see on this journey going into the near future? And what can we see for advice? Okay, conscious mind about the connections. Queen of Cups about the future. So Queen of Cups in the inverse. This is a deep, deep dive. I even heard nocturnal into the subconscious, into the intuition. Really, I'm getting yin. There's a very, it's almost receptive to what is and regarding the future. Instead of utilizing the analytical mind to keep busy or keep the mind full of potentials, possibilities, it feels like the divine feminines are more in a flow state with here and there getting glimpses of the future or of future potentials, but unbothered. So they're not on intensities. It feels like it's more in flow and it's a very chill vibe going on. What's coming of this? Seven of Pentacles. I just heard the wait is over. So something that you are wishing to manifest, it's like you truly are 222, I just saw on the counter. You're letting go of outcomes and agendas, needing to force timelines, and you're going into multidimensionality, but timelessness. This is manifestation 101, the portal. You're just dropping into alignment here, feminines, and then things can turn on a dime, instantaneous. What is the advice? Be peace. Yeah, so I am getting a very yin, go with the flow feeling here, and your advice is to continue in that frequency of peace that is trusting, that allows, that is receptive, that is patient. Okay, what are these feminines' conscious mind about their counterpart? Progress. This can be paradigm shift. The Six of Swords in the inverse is a deep internal look at how you used to do it when you would get stressed out, feminines, and how you do it now where it's not adding that stress. I just saw 333. And your time is coming. This butterfly is going to emerge from the cocoon. So as you are in this deep internal shift on a new level, we do this many times, and this does look like another go of it. You are preparing to come out of deliberation, out of stagnation, out of having to be at the mercy of circumstance. This is a natural process. The butterfly cannot rush coming out of the cocoon, or the wings will not be fully formed. The truth will not be fully identified. And so if you act on faulty logic, if you act on fear, you don't fly, right? You can't fly. So feminines, this really looks like a little bit more transmutation into the light, out of fear or lower vibrational assessment and up into a transformed way of looking at things. So this is about your person. This may even be that you're changing what you know you deserve in relationship. You might be even identifying things you never in the past knew that you did desire. This journey quite likely has taught you many things that you could now say make up what you would like to experience in love going forward. And possibly you didn't even know those things were an option before this journey taught you, before your eyes were opened. What can the feminines expect going forward? Wow, we get the Chariot with the Four of Wands there. So you are going to have more union-ready awarenesses, and possibly seeing, even though these masculine and feminine are slightly in different directions in this card, you may see that alignment is happening regardless of the two of you, you and your divine counterpart, collaborating on certain things. It feels like you're going to see some mirroring, or you're going to see both of you moving ahead in your own lives with milestones, laying this foundation for the future. Doesn't mean that you're teaming up and doing this consciously together, but it does look like you're going to see some of the necessary changes happening on both sides without even talking about it to each other. And it is going to be partly because you're doing this mindset shift work, and partly you're going to start seeing, what am I getting? How everything you're witnessing can work for your union. Instead of thinking that changes mean it's taking you in different directions, what I'm getting is, you know, these two horses are connected on the same chariot. And so it is a tandem effort. It just may not look like it to the average onlooker. But you're going to be given some angle of vision that is not based in ego. And so you're able to see the bigger picture and how certain things that would fit in, divine timing, the groundwork, the foundation. And I feel you're going to be thankful, feminines, because after all, there's still this mindset work to be done. And so whatever still needs to work out in the physical, it's happening simultaneous with this mindset shift occurring. It's a chicken and an egg. What is the advice? Hummingbird spirit, be here now. So continue bringing your energy back to you, feminines. You will get glimmers of what's going on with your masculine, though. You'll also see your own progress. And once you see, when you're climbing up a mountain, the view becomes broader the higher you get. And that is the same with climbing the emotional ladder into more and more love, less fear. You start to see things in a different way, the big picture. But pull your energy back to you. That big picture should just encourage you that things are going well, and to bring your energy back and continue to focus on yourself and self-love. What can we see for how the feminines are viewing the connections on the heart space? Wow, the Chariot and Strength. So this is the ego, but it's also overcoming the devil energies and coming into peace. So this is a work in progress, and it is a requirement for these connections to move forward. So whatever is irking you, feminines, on your side of the energy, it feels like you need to be looking at whatever those sticking points or frustrations that have maybe nothing to do with your masculine at this point. You have prerequisite energy to balance out with your own mastery, your own ego, your own humility, with things that are irregardless of your masculine, I just heard. What can we see in the near future? Four of Swords. You will be coming into a period of rest from whatever these challenges are, feminines, but it feels like you have to transmute some more ego first, or you will feel the ego being transmuted as the timing releases you from certain heartaches. Three of Swords comes before the Four of Swords, which can be third-party things. So if you are finalizing other relationships or loose ends, feminines, or you're processing any kind of fear or insecurity from past scenarios, all of that stuff is being settled right now. What is the advice? Co-create with spirit. So keep asking for divine direction. This can also be ancestors. If you have a specific loved one that's crossed over that you call on for comfort, they are there wanting to connect with you. What can we see for the heart space for the masculine? Six of Pentacles, reciprocity, and gone but not gone. Okay, so feminines are very much looking at clearing their side of the energy so they can be free and clear to pursue the masculine. So a lot of times we get the feeling that, or we get the message that the masculines, I hate the word breadcrumbing, but stringing the feminines along or leading them on. Feminines, this is saying that you've been in between worlds as well, gone but not gone, regarding being able to offer reciprocity truly. And so it's not just the masculines. There's benevolence in the rate of process. And sometimes when we're in ego, we think it's them stringing along. But I guarantee you from their side of it, they have definitely experienced times when you have not been able to give them what they would like you to be free and clear to give them. And they would have thought you were stringing them along. It goes both ways. And so let that be a little bit of a reminder for the feminines here. But masculines, yeah, your feminines are starting to realize that they are getting close to being able to give to you who they prefer to give and receive from, than whatever the situations are, people, places, things on their side that have not yet been fully settled. What is the advice for the feminines? Knight of Swords in the inverse. So this is communication, but it's not necessarily reaching out to your masculine right now, feminines, or you might be feeling like you're at some sort of a distance or a lull or a quiet period between the two of you. If that is the case, and you know that there are things that you're still needing to balance out on your side of it, there is grace in this. So you can do that. Advice, overcome any obstacles. So the insurmountable obstacles in your life that you have felt you would rather just pretend aren't there, feminines, and why am I not in union, or why is my masculine not coming forward? It's those obstacles that you have had a blind spot for potentially, or have thought wasn't that big of a deal because your intentions are strong for your counterpart. You have come against some formidable foe, or they have tried to come against you, people, places, things, scenarios, patterns. This is saying right now you are overcoming, and it does have to do with dropping the ego and loving yourself and being patient. But masculines, yes, you are in your feminines' hearts right now. What is the manifestation these feminines would like to do? Ten of Swords in the inverse. That's the abandonment wound and the original separation wound, where we feel separate from God, and unconditional love. So feminines are going through a deep, deep releasing right now to feel worthy, to feel, so there's clearing in this about the times where the feminines have manifested things, have settled, have engaged in things where they had to clean up karma. Whatever is happening in their lives right now, they're needing to use a lot of unconditional love and not sort of resign themselves to the far reaches of the universe, like outcasting or condemning themselves. They are resilient creatures, but they do have to manifest healing in order to continue onward and upward, I just heard. Going forward, 5 of Wands in the inverse. So necessary releasing, keeping the peace. So feminines, at the end of the day here, your inner peace will never lead you astray. Whatever you need to do to bring authentic, genuine peace to your emotions, to your heart, to your mind and your heart, this is how you bring yourself back into the grace, into love, is by making yourself proud, not letting yourself down, doing what you know you need to do. You're not going to miss out on love, I just heard. Advice, trust in divine detours. So if something feels inconvenient to you that you're needing to focus on right now, it's going to bring blessing. Sometimes you're given missions that you don't even know that you're embarking on, just by being a good person, doing your best, not cutting corners, not escaping, focusing on things head on. Trust that if sometimes life hands you things that you didn't expect, that it is a divine detour, and ultimately, I heard no weapon formed against you shall prosper, but instead of looking at it as though it's a weapon coming against you, really seek higher guidance in looking at that big picture to see how could this be working for my union. I think in hindsight, you'll see a lot of things about divine timing and wisdom, maturity. What can we see for actions the feminines are taking? Wow, deep healing and high priestess, mercy, humility. So there's a lot of humility coming in this reading. The feminines are letting go of ego, doing some deep, deep, tender yin, snail's pace healing right now. It feels when things slow down that there are very specific awarenesses that need to be seen for what they are. Like, can you imagine going on I'm for some reason seeing a train ride, looking out the windows on the countryside, and there being like sacred sites, and the train zooming along, and then all of a sudden it just it's like from a sci-fi movie. It slows right down. So you get like a freeze frame of the sacred landscape or whatever, and then after you go by it, after it slows right down, it speeds up again. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting here. Like, you're right on track, feminines, but at this time there's something very poignant that you're needing to understand for what it is. Trust the divine plan right now. What can you expect in the near future? Judgment. Okay, the revelation. There's transformation with the bear and the big picture. So I see this feminine with arms up like, that's it. That's what it was. So you're going to have some sort of eye-opening awareness going forward here, feminines. What is the advice? Know your worth, skunk spirit. It was in the inverse. So this is going to show you your worthiness. It's going to show you how special you are. You might be accustomed to thinking that everybody else is, further ahead or more in the loop. Divine feminines, if you are truly at this level of consciousness, you have it so good. Be really, really grateful for that. And something your eyes are going to be open to right now is going to show you that you weren't the victim of anything. There was benevolence running through it. Yes, please, divine. What can we see for the biggest challenge for these feminines? 10 of Cups and 8 of Wands. 10 of Cups is our ultimate happiness. This is blending families. There's a baby on this. Biological clock ticking, I just heard, but also this telepathic card, this energetic card. Both are in the inverse. So it feels like the feminines are pulled away from beginning this new life with their counterpart. So masculines watching, just know that your feminine may be feeling discouraged. I felt a wave of collective feminine energy becoming a little nostalgic or tender. holiday seasons coming up. There's a desire for closeness and family and togetherness with you masculines, and your feminines are likely just feeling like it is a little far away with whatever it is that they're having to be pulled to process, these divine detours. So what can we see for the feminines? 6 of Wands. So we have victory. So feminines, darkest before the the dawn. It feels like your feminines are deeply cognizant of wanting to be in your arms, masculines. But there is victory here, feminines. What is the advice? Set healthy boundaries. Okay, whatever you are going through, these divine detours right now, feminines, might very well be for you to confirm and identify the need for healthy boundaries. So whatever your karma is, you may have already come into a place of worthiness where you now know in hindsight what you should not have fallen for or settled for or engaged with in the past, but it does feel like you're getting an even deeper opportunity to go forward and not compromise your boundaries. So you might want to meditate and journal or jot some notes down, feminines, because this 10 of Cups and this happy family here can't come in for you if there's a potential you're not going to set healthy boundaries and you'll lose yourself. Not setting healthy boundaries causes us to lose ourselves. And so this is, in a way, the challenge, feminines. So this is saying if your counterpart and this connection were to come in fully right now, you may not have identified all the ways that you give away your power yet, and that this is a season for you to identify those ways. What is the solution? Hermit mode and opening the heart. So keep a gradual pace. Coming out of hermit mode and opening the heart go hand in hand. In hermit mode, we're closed off and kind of in a solitude, isolation, it can feel like. But as we come out of our shell, we're also opening our heart. And so healthy boundaries allows us to do that with safety. Healthy boundaries teach others where to have success with us. Healthy boundaries are not so much about being defensive as they are invitations to meet us on our terms. If people can't meet us on our terms, then with those healthy boundaries, it doesn't mean control freak. It means knowing yourself and being genuine to what you're aware is honoring. If people can't do that, then it's no biggie. We just aren't attracted to them. But if they can, then it's such an honoring and respectful and beautiful way to engage. What can we see for what's coming up next? The World. So we did get the Judgment. So feminines, it does feel like you're going through something major where your eyes are being opened so that cycles can close out. And you will be able to come out of your shell and open your heart slow and steady. Going forward, what is the advice for these feminines? Sing your own song. Yeah, this came out in the inverse. So you're so close, feminines, to being able to sing your own song. Not the karmic song, not the karmic duet anymore. You're going to be free and clear to sing your own song. And remember, we don't want to be singing someone else's tune going into the next relationship here with your counterpart. What is the direction in the near future? Ooh, a brand new beginning and in communication. So we saw the card of the Knight of Swords that spoke about not communicating a little while ago, but into the near future, there will be opportunities for a different kind of communication in these connections. 8 of Pentacles. So the advice here is continue to do the inner work, but this is also taking things to the next level based on the needs, the wants, the creativity, the desires of each counterpart. I also saw the lapis color here. This is cosmic consciousness. So pulling in that higher consciousness, the greater good, the aliveness, the Akash. What can we see for advice? Peacock spirit, let it shine. And look at that lapis color some more. So this is really beautiful. So cosmic consciousness coming through us is also channeling. So it feels as though this communication, this new beginning, is going to be communication on a very sentient, highly aware, astute, masterful level. Let's get a card for the masculines that may have cross-watched. Seal of fulfilled transformation, alchemy, metamorphosis, and karmic completion. So I'm just really getting your feminine. This came out in the inverse. Your feminine is right nearing the end of certain karmic completion right now. And they are feeling the need to have things finalized. They may be starting to feel excited that they're getting closer to coming towards you, to be free and clear to pursue, but they also might be feeling frustrated that it's still at a stage where they can't fully come forward. What is the advice for the feminines? We get a couple that landed in the past. So form, structure, foundation, and autonomy, self-fulfillment, non-reaction. Yeah, so feminines right now, it doesn't matter what you're facing. If it's not working for you, get yourself free and clear. You don't need to figure out crazy, feminines. You don't have to know which it is. You just have to keep going forward to what works for you. You don't have to know any more than that. Trust your process, trust yourself, trust the divine, keep going. And one more, gate of returning, entrance, death, rebirth, and passage. So there will be a rebirth, but this is a rite of passage. Okay, many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.